Good morning. It is Why Not Us podcast, and it's Tuesday. Um, it's 11 a.m. We normally be up here at 10 a.m., but we are still here. It's your host Ken J, and of course, it's Life of a DJ entertainer with DJ Ragtop. Freak, 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 freak. So, how are you feeling mentally? What's going on with
Mentally,
you?
I am good to go.
All
Like I said,
right.
just recovering from another busy weekend.
For sure, for sure. You been busy. You always busy. You stay booked. You stay
Oh
booked,
yes.
man. You stay booked. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love seeing it. I seen all your pictures. I seen everything you was doing. I was like, man, you was you took over about 500 pictures, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's a norm. Normally I take quite a bit of pictures because, like I said, I use my iPads and my cameras to take most of the pictures throughout the event. So by the time it's all said and done, my customers get walking away with at least 200 plus pictures.
I
Either from
love
me
it.
or the selfie station, altogether is like over 200 pictures per event.
Yeah, I love it. I was like, dad, that's a lot of you. I mean, you just do your thing and you take good pictures. So continue doing being great. You know what I'm saying? And tell the people what you putting us on to today. Like, tell the people what's
Well,
going on.
today, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the behind the scenes about the music, preparation of the music, and the different types of software that a DJ would use to do the event. One of the things I would really want to stress on the music is so customers understand what what goes on behind the scenes when a DJ is preparing music, and I think that will kind of help. That would kind of bring whoever DJ they hire a little bit closer on what to expect when it comes time to doing the event. And this is one of those things to where, like with me, I reach out to the customer and I get what music they like to hear, what music they want to dance to, and I implement that into a plan on how I'm going to control the evening for that night. Now, again, DJs will prepare music. Most of the time, that's the plan for music. Sometimes changes based on the type of people that you have that come to the event, and that is as a challenge because like I just did a Sweet 16 this past weekend, this past Friday, and the crowd was it was variety. It was a variety of old like ages, but then majority was young ladies.
Okay.
And see something about young ladies love to dance more than young men. So you have to find that right music to get them dancing because most time guys these days don't dance like ladies do.
So you just had to play more music for them to dance to. What did you have to switch up the playlist or
Most of the time when you go into a Sweet 16, you don't know what to expect. So like I said, when it comes to young ladies like to dance. So the key songs that they like to dance to is are I mean, I should say I ain't gonna say songs, but I'm gonna say more beat per minute is your beat per minute for young ladies is anywhere between 90 to 105, and then your more upbeat tempo is like 120 to 135. So for my Sweet 16, I stayed in both of those ranges, and they had a great time. They had a real good time. And then, and I believe, actually, you know what? I can show a video clip real quick,
all right, do that.
and I'll talk about. I'm gonna show this video clip, and then I'll talk about how this. I'll kind of explain the plan, the I guess the plan behind the music. It's probably the best way to say it. So here we have my Sweet 16. I'm trying to get it pulled up.
Okay.
Give me a second. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Hey, Macarena. That was Macarena, right?
It was.
All right.
So let me share my screen. Let's see here. Okay. So here, this was a Sweet 16. This is a video clip from the Sweet 16. So like young ladies, when they dance, most time they'll dance. Like I said, they love a challenge and
Mm.
they love to be entertained at the same time when it comes to music. So here, I'm gonna do this. Now, in this video clip, they're actually dancing to Macarena, but it's a just dance. So what they're doing is up on the TV screen, you'll see that it's actually a video that they're trying to keep up with.
Okay.
So this is that. This is the thing about being a video DJ is you're playing stuff to entertain. So like just dance. I've realized that most time I do Sweet 16s for young ladies, they love the Just Dance challenge, which is I'll put up a Just Dance music video and they'll dance with that video.
Okay.
And I found out like that this is just something that I do randomly just to see how they respond to it. But most of the time, it's something about they love a dance challenge.
Yeah. That's what's up though. They having fun too.
So they're sitting here, they're dancing to that. And I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Let me see here.
Okay, so they doing it. So they looking at the screen and doing what they see.
Right. So whatever they see on the screen, they're doing the same thing.
I love it. I like. They getting it.
Yeah. So so here is just now there's just a regular music video. This guy's out. Now you have your parents dancing.
Hey, murder she wrote. That used to be the song. Hey, she.
Okay. Now, so now pretty much what you just heard was like I said, the beat per minute
Mm-hmm.
is most of the songs you just went on that video clip were between 95 to 105, and then the faster songs were 120 to 135. So when you saw them doing their dances to what you saw on the TV screen, those beat per minutes were like 120 to 135. So that's more of your upbeat music. Then the reggae, and when you saw the parents dancing, most of that music is between 90 to 105. So as a DJ, your BPMs is based on your dancer or your type, your crowd. So here, I'm gonna go back to share screen and I'm gonna kind
All
of show
right,
you
I got you.
when it comes to training DJs. If the DJ's never touched or done a DJ thing before, what I try to do is I try to get them to learn beats per minute. And the best way to learn, like for me, I came across this program in 2006. I'm gonna share the screen again.
All right.
Okay.
Where does she roll?
So here, I'm not sure if everybody can see this or not, but this is called Mixmaster. This is our Mixmaster Fusion. With Mixmaster Fusion, this is a video DJ software. So it allows you to mix the songs and everything. So like here on this side is you have your BPMs.
Okay.
So as you can see, I'll start off with 120. This is actually the list I played last night. So it starts off at 120, and like I said, 120 between 130. So when I'm playing music more up tempo, this is that BPM. So when I switch it up, then as you can see, I drop it down to back down to kind of between 90 to
Mm-hmm.
95 to 105. So what we'll do is, like I said, and this is where most DJs, I want them to learn the BPMs, get familiar with the music. So, for example, I'll just do one song, and I'll go through this and show you how it sounds. So this is the video that's showing, and as you can see, the BPM is 120. So then I'm gonna change it up. Let's see here.
Funk you up, uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up, uptown funk you up, said uptown.
I like this. I like this song.
And all you can see is most of this music is your up tempo.
Sweet dreams are made of the
corny with that Illuminati mess. Paparazzi catch my fly in my cocky dress. I'm so reckless when I rock my Givenchy dress. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Prove to me you got some coordination. Slide trick, are you getting?
The girl them skill artist.
So that's like I said. So your up tempo, like your 120 to 130, that's the up tempo music. So then when you drop down into your lower numbers, that's more of your stepping music.
Okay.
So let's see. We'll start off with this one here. This is more low tempo.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up. It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Oh, you got that. Okay.
What's that?
I see you can tease me. This for the skating ring, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You made me want you to go to the skating ring without the skates, though, man.
You should already know when I walk in the door that it ain't no use in fronting on me.
When you have your skate music, let's see.
man on the phone. I've been sleeping all alone. I won't miss you. Thinking out loud, I must have a 40 million on me right now.
I like your transitionings. I like that.
That's what a lot of people like. But like with this software, Mixmaster Fusion, when it comes to videos, it makes it a smooth transition.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I'm using a controller, if you use a sync button, it's almost the same thing.
I like it. I like this. Hey. Ooh, and then jump off with that.
It's the jump off. Been gone for a minute, now I'm back with the jump off. Booms in the club, case something jump off. I'm back up for the high breaker, pump off.
You did this, man. You did this, man. I like this.
And by everybody at the bar card, black Barbie dressed in Bulgari. I'm trying to lead in somebody's Ferrari. Spread love, that's what a real mob do.
You see him dancing?
To look out for the people.
Yeah.
These. You better keep the peace. Or out comes the beast.
Getting it.
There still is room for improvement. Our presence is felt like a black people movement. 7.
But that's just like I said, and just a sample. Like I said, when you're messing with BPMs of one, like right now, the BPM that I was messing with was like ramping 105, 104.
Yeah.
That's your more up tempo. So for skaters and steppers, the music is about the same. So if you have steppers, like professional steppers out there doing their stepping thing, the skaters actually jam to the same beat. So that's where you can tell like your steppers and your skaters. But when it comes to dancing, you're like I said, most people dance between the beat, like I said, that 90 to that 105 and that 120 to 135.
Okay. So I see how, you know what I'm saying, you see where it's at 96, 95, and then you go back to like 105, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that because it's like, you know what I'm saying, then you going back. I like that.
But see, this software is more so used for beginners because it's going to teach you your BPMs. It's going to show you how to do your transitions. When you're actually using a controller, it's almost the same thing, but you have a lot more hands-on when controlling the music. So like on a controller, I can get the same effect. Like some people like to use the sync button, which is technically, we call it the cheat button, because that means in a way you're letting the software slash the machine do all the work for you versus you do all the work. So back in the day, when we were DJing with turntables, you didn't have all this high-tech stuff that told you the BPMs. You had to know your music. And then in some cases, like some DJs, what we did was we actually used the crayon to mark how to make our transition from one song to the next.
What you mean you use a crayon?
What it is on the album, when you put on the album. So like, say, for example, if you sit back, you practice, because no DJ, you're always going to practice your mixes before you go into a set.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, before you actually go live or do anything, you're going to practice your actual music. So when it comes down to like back in the day with albums, what we used to do is you take a crayon and you mark where you're gonna make your transition on that album. So with technology today, what we call is we actually have your cues. You can actually go and set your cues on each one of your songs. Well, back in the day, we didn't have not technology, so most of us use a crayon. So technically, you just mark it where you're gonna make your transition, and so each album you will mark, so you kind of know what song you're gonna play next when you're doing your mixes. So
So look, okay. So I'm trying to visualize because you telling me you have a crayon, right?
right,
So I'm trying to understand. I don't understand. Like, how do you know what I'm saying?
so so like on an album, right? For example, okay,
Mhm.
on an album,
Okay.
change every time it makes a circulation, it goes along with the song. So as it gets like it starts on the outside and then it works itself towards the middle. So let's say at that 2 minute mark on that song, you want to make a transition to the next album. So you didn't have, well, technically some of the techniques had it, but sometimes you didn't have a way of marking. So you will mark that 2 minutes. So let's say you'll play the song, you'll stop that song right where you're gonna make the transition, and you'll mark it with a crayon. So when you see that needle getting close to that crayon mark, you prepare to transition to the next one. So that was our way
Got
of marking it. See, like now with technology, they have cue points. It's same, it's kind of like a cue point. So for cue point, it marks it. I go through and you can do up to like some controllers have, and I'm gonna pick this up and I'll use this. Okay, so for example, is that too bright? Yeah, that's probably a little too bright.
It's
On
cool.
here, down at the bottom, we have our cue points. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
That's too bright. So okay, there we go. Make sure I get it. So on the cue point, we have up to, like on the controller, you'll have up to, trying to make sure I go the right way. There we go. You have 4 on this controller. So I can set 4 cue points on this controller. So
Oh,
what
okay.
I'll do is it's a digital mark on that song. So where if you're trying to cue it in on a different song, portion of that song, you can. So if I want to jump to, let's say, 3 minutes into that song, that'd be cue point number 2. So I hit 2. If I'm mixing, it'll jump right there to that cue point.
That's a
So,
you.
but back in the day,
Mhm.
when you had turntables, see, that's what I say. Back if you came up on turntables and albums and stuff, it's different because you had to know your music. Now you can go through and prepare your songs. Like some DJs, they'll go through and they'll build what we call our digital crates. It will have all our cue points saved on each song, so we know exactly how we want to transition from one song to the next song. It's a lot of work behind it. If you're really into it and you're preparing your music, it's a lot of work into it. But it's just a matter of making that smooth transitions over to when it comes to DJing. So that's why I say it's critical to where as a DJ you have to learn your BPMs on your music. Technology has made it easier for a person to be a DJ. Back in the days, like I said, it was a lot harder to be a DJ. That's why there was only but so many people that were DJs because there was only so many of us that can control the turntables. Same thing when it went from turntables to CDs. CDs became a little bit more easier because it was all digital. So one of the biggest things about music is just knowing it and rehearsing. Like right now, I'll go through, for example, I got a 40th birthday party coming through, and I love it when my customers give me music lists of what they want to
Okay.
hear. So
Okay.
what I will go through is I'll go through, take all these songs and load them up, and I'll go through and I will sit back and play with them, get my mixes together, and I'll know exactly how I want to mix it. Just like a good DJ, you'll have a set of songs that you want to mix. So it might be anywhere between 4 to 8 songs that you can mix at one given time. After
Mm.
8 songs, then you're gonna make a major transition.
You said after 8 songs, you'll make a major transition.
Right? Because like I said, most of the time after you mix 8 songs, your people are tired on the dance floor.
Mm.
So you'll make a transition. Sometimes it's normally between 4 to 6, but the max you're gonna probably get is 8 before you have to make a transition to either change up the beat or to slow it down or to speed up, however which way. But you're looking at maybe a good 4 to 6 songs, a real good mix, and then you go from there. So, like for example, "Step in the Name of Love," right? That's a stepper song. Um, if you start at that, that's 95 beats per minute. From that song, you can go to the wobble, which is also 95 beats per minute, or you can go to Smile, which is 98 beats per minute. But most of your most popular dance songs that a lot of people like to dance to is within that 90, that 95. That 95 is that magic number to start the dance floor. That 104 to 105, that's where you're heavy. That's your heavier dancer.
All right,
And then when
so
you,
what about the 200? Because I seen on the other side you had like one that 200 beats per minute on the other
those are
side.
your slower songs. Those, like, believe it or not, when you get up to, like, which is very rare, but your 200 beats per minute, which the ones you were looking at was like Al Green, Love and Happiness.
Okay,
Um, those are more of your mellow type songs. Most of the time, when you get that high up, then you're really, it's more so slow songs.
okay, okay.
And
So would that be a transition? Like you know how you was telling me, like for 8 minutes. No, was that 8 minutes or 8 songs? You talking about 8 songs?
songs
Then you
about
got to do the
so
transition. So you
right.
wouldn't do the transition to the slow mix, or would
If
you
you
do
if
it
I
to
was
the
going to
slow
a
mix?
couples dance, I would.
Okay, okay,
If I was going to a couples, like if I wanted to slow it down just for couples, then I would make that transition. But just like the transition is what keeps the party hype. If you have a bad transition, like, and again, transition can be a scratch, it could be a mix, it could be a blend. But if you have like some people who are just starting, if you have a pause, dead air space in between your songs, that kills the dance floor.
okay. Because I remember when I was going to the stadium back in my heyday, um, you remember like the songs and stuff. Then there'd be like the couple skate.
Couple
You know
skate,
what I'm
right,
saying? Like you grabbing the person you gonna skate with for that one
right.
song. You ready for the couple skate because they gonna let you know. So you trying to make sure you got somebody to skate around with.
But you know what? Back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, couple skates were really popular. Nowadays, it's not as popular. Most of the time, like when I DJ at skating rink, I play maybe at the most 4 slow songs
Okay.
at the max, and that's just because a lot of people are not couple skating anymore. There's only a few that actually couple skate, so couple skate is not as popular. Like when I was growing up in the skating rink back in the 90s, or I should say 80s and 90s, couple skate was a big thing. Now, I mean, I play 2 songs. I might play 1 or 2 during, and then 2 at the end, and that's just to give people who want to like really slow skate. Then they have that chance to slow skate to it.
Yeah, because couple skating, you know what I'm saying? It used to be nice, you know what I mean? Let's be cool.
Well, see, that's where most of the time now is not. It's sad to say, but it's like most of the songs that a lot of people are dancing to now is more of your stepping music or your line dancing music. So it's not. I mean,
It's
it's
intimate.
kind of. It's not as it's not as intimate as it used to be because like every now and then, like when I do weddings, I think that's the only time I'll actually do a couples skate, or excuse me, not couples skate. Well, a couples dance is most so at weddings because then you're expected to do that at weddings. So you might play, and that's only if, and this is what's going on now with a wedding is, and I'm not sure if it's a COVID thing or not, but most of the time when the wedding reception transition into dancing, the guests will only dance between 1 to 2 hours worth of dancing. After that, after you get to your second hour, that's when the crowd starts to thin out. It wasn't like that before COVID, but now I'm noticing recently when I do weddings, the max time I'm getting for a couple, or I should say for people to dance, is 2 hours.
Okay.
And
Okay.
because the thing about a wedding day is a very long day. So by the time it gets to dancing, like I said, you'll get a solid 1 hour with a lot of people dancing. After that 1 hour, then it starts to thin out.
Okay.
So
Because it's
me,
different, like you said, it's different now because
right.
of it's just different. So
So like with me, and then see the thing is, it's like to go back into weddings is you want people to have a good time. Now, as a DJ who actually plans out my event, I know doing a wedding, I have to come strong and hard when it comes time for dancing. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get them do something to motivate them to dance. And so normally I start off with I do what we call this. I call it I make it up myself. It's called the Soul Training Dance Challenge, and that's where I get everybody up and get everybody to dance. Now, what that does is it maximizes the dance floor and it gets everybody up. So where even those people that weren't going to dance, you get them now on the dance floor doing something to really enjoy themselves. So once you hit them with that, then it's just a matter of keeping them on the dance floor. At the same time, I'm helping my photographer and my videographer capture some good moments. So it's just all part of the plan is to maximize the dance floor because I know after an hour or so, the guests are going to start leaving.
ooh.
So that's more so for weddings. So weddings are done completely different than any other type of event because of all the like it's just like all the things that go on for wedding day. By the time you get to dancing, everybody's pretty much tired. They enjoy themselves. They got their full. They got their eat on. So like now they're ready to take it home and go to sleep. So that's why it's important to hit them with as like all the popular dance music up front. You don't, and this is one of the things I stress to people. You never start off playing music that's never heard of before. If you play underground music at most of your events, you're like I said, if it's not a designated location for underground music, it's not going to work. So you can hit
Okay.
them with the most popular stuff. Like most time I do weddings, hit them with the Soul Train line dance challenge. Hit them with that, and then from there, go from there. Hit them with, like I said, most time it's the line dancing music. It's the wobble, it's the Cupid shuffle, it's the cha cha slide. You hit them with those first because they're going to enjoy that, and then you move into your couples dances, which most time at a wedding you have wifey. Um, uh, that's the most one of wifey is one of the most popular ones. Then you have too close by next, and so those songs you get them up and dancing quick, fast, and hurry. Now that's the key thing is though, that's if your wedding is majority black. When it's majority white, then because like it's crazy, is because you shoot them with the same songs, but you make a transition into a different way. Because then for weddings that are majority white, you hit them with the BPMs are different. It's going to be anywhere between 120 to 135.
Okay,
Majority.
so I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but it's like then that's the difference between a majority white wedding. Your beats are going to be 120 to 135. A majority black wedding, your beats are going to be 95 to 105.
Okay. Okay.
And that's is because of the music selection. The BPMs fall into that category
Okay.
sometimes. And then if it's a real mixed crowd of black and white, then you play a mix of variety of music.
So when you giving your, you know how you having a conversation with your clients, right?
Uh-huh.
So they have that list of songs that they can choose from, right?
Right.
And so when they give you the songs back, you put the BPMs together to make the mix, right?
Right.
So what about for the couple dance stuff? You know how you showed us how the videos is for the skating ring, and this was for something else. For a wedding, or do you have it split like couple dances, slow dances, and this right here for the dance? And how is that? How do you formulate that?
Well, see, most time for a wedding is you're gonna play within the first 30 minutes of the floor dance floor being open. You're going to hit them with all the popular dance music.
Okay.
Once you start to see them getting tired, the dance floor starts to thin out. Then you transition into a couple song.
Okay.
Most of the time, like I said again, most of the time you're only going to play but four. Depends on how long you're going to dance. Like if I have 2 hours worth of dancing, I'll probably only play but four slow songs, four couple songs.
Okay. So every time like the 8 song mark, is that when you hit them with the slow song, like eight
Right.
song, slow song, 8 songs, so it could be more of okay, we getting our energy back together, we're relaxing type vibe. Is that how it goes,
Well,
or?
that's not, normally what happens is you survey your crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If you have more couples, then you're gonna do the 8-1, 8-1, or 8-2 sometimes. Depends on how.
Okay.
But if you don't have a lot of couples there, then you're gonna go through it and you're gonna probably just keep it going and maybe play one slow song every 16 songs.
Got you. Got
So
you.
it's like when you survey your crowd, that's when you know, like at a Sweet 16, I will not probably never play a couple song because there's most likely there's not going to be a couples there. At a birthday party, if it's like say for example, my 40th birthday party, there'll probably be couples there. So I'll probably do that thing where I'll probably play 16 songs and then one slow song. But it all depends on your crowd. When you survey your crowd, you plan. Let's say as a DJ, you're gonna make a plan, and it's gonna be your basic, like your foundation of your music or how you're going to DJ it for that night. That foundation is going to change once you get to where you're at to DJ at because that's going to change based on your crowd. I
Okay.
might plan for this, like for example, if I get there, like my wedding I did this weekend, this week, it was majority of older crowd. So because it was an older crowd, I stayed technically my BPMs, I stayed within that 95, that 90, excuse me, the 90 to 105 because most of my older good music, like what Science Hill delivered by Stevie Wonder, that's 105. Well, the remix technically is 105. So you stay within that realm of your steppers music.
Okay. Okay. And
So
then
my younger crowd, that's where you get to a higher BPM. That's at 120 to 135. So I mean, it's like it'll change. Sometimes it's about it's like it might be a younger crowd, it might be an older crowd, it might be majority black, it might be majority white, but you're gonna know because the customer's gonna tell you up front, okay, I want nothing but top 40 music. Top 40 music, the BPMs for top 40 music is 120 and above. If someone comes in and they say, okay, I want nothing but R&B music, most of my R&B that's good is 95 to 105. So on my contract, a customer, believe it or not, is telling me the BPMs that they want for them when they select what type of music they want. If a person selects reggae, most of your popular reggae is between 90 to 105. If you're a reggaeton is 120 to 135. So your BPMs, and I think that's one of the things, and let me see if I grab this contract here, is when the customer fills out, and they fill out this contract, so you can see that. You see where it select the music?
yeah.
Okay. So in this case, if they select, in this case, R&B, hip hop, old school. So right there, R&B, hip hop, and old school, that lets me know that the beat, the most popular, that beat is 90 to 105. When I get
Okay.
into my salsa, reggae, or reggaeton or stuff like that, then I know. And then the top 40s, then I know I'm dealing with 120 to 135. My
Okay.
country music is probably the only music where it variety. It's a variety. It depends on the music that you choose.
Okay.
Same thing with Christian gospel is the same thing.
Okay. Cool. I like how you got your contract actually together. You know what I'm saying? You a business man. I see you.
Well, and that's where thing is that you're looking from feedback from the customer, and most customers you have to put stuff out there that they're familiar with, so it transitions it's like you're giving away to let them know what they want. So like me, when I see them select certain things, first thing in my mind is I'm thinking BPM. I'm not thinking about the actual music. I'm thinking more of the BPMs because then it's easy for me to go and put it together.
Okay. Okay.
For example, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see if I can pull up a playlist from a wedding, and I can show you how the BPM transition. Let's see here. Where is my wedding? Let's see. Do I still have it? Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
I still have it.
he is.
I'm gonna share.
Somebody did well. Babe just said that you a vet at this. She said, "Yeah, Mario is a vet at this. Like you a vet." Yeah, he is, man. He know. Like, listen, I'm like a sponge. You see me asking all these questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you have to come up with a game plan as a DJ. So there's a lot more preparation. A lot of people think we just play music, but it's not. It's a lot more of a. It's a lot more strategy that you have to put into it. So like here, this is um this is pretty much a wedding playlist. Okay. Now, most of the time for the actual ceremony, because it's slow music,
Hmm. I love giving myself. Giving myself.
guys, look at all the look at these
Yeah.
songs, right? And then
Yeah.
look at the BPM.
Okay.
Most of your slower music is going to be. I'm going to change this because it's doing something it's not supposed to do. Let me change it so you can see all the BPMs for each song. Okay. All right. So let's start off with the ceremony. The ceremony. So behind the scenes, this is the ceremony music. Okay. Most of the ceremony music is slow music. It is going to be 122. It's going to be like I said. It's going to be between 120 and 135. Then when you get down to your cocktail hour, you see all the cocktail hour music 98, 97, 98, 92. And this is all your jazz music, which is a little more of your R&B. Then when you get into your, and we're going to go through this, and I'm going to talk about, I'm going to tell you what was it going on based off this music. So here we went from our ceremony, which majority of the time our ceremony music is going to be between 120 and 135 because that's your slower music. Then you went into your cocktail hour, which is your easy listening, and I'll play one of these. So most of your cocktail music is instrumental and jazz. Now, one of the things I tell people is the reason why I play instrumental jazz music is because when people are having a conversation, they're not have to yell over the music. If someone's actually singing in a song, then that's like you're competing against somebody singing. But if it's instrumental, then you can have a nice conversation. Don't have to yell or scream. So then you get in from your cocktail hour. Then we go into our introduction. So with this couple, they chose to do a slow introduction, a nice beat, a mellow beat. So we're dealing with. So then I was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm introducing the bridal party. So this is that music, nice slow music. Sometimes it can be high music, sometimes it can be my mellow music. Then I introduced the bride and groom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our bride and groom. Then they go into their first dance. So then this is their first song, their first dance as a couple. All right. So then what I do is when it comes to entertaining your guests, now it's time to go into dinner. We just did just the food. It's now time to go into that. What I like to do is I like to hit the crowd with the reason why we're here. what's the reason why we're here? So what I do is I make a video that tells the story of the bride and groom. So normally what happens is that video will be played to introduce, or I should say to get things started with dinner. Baby, 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 baby. So then I play a video that tells their story. And then after that, then I kind of like go into most of the time, and see here is not here, but most of the time then I'll play dinner music. And then after dinner music, we start things back up. Then you have your songs.
Yeah.
This is your song more so like, okay, now we're cutting the cake. This is a song for cutting the cake. So then all right, you cut the cake, okay, song is done. Now it's time to throw the bouquet. So everyone knows the single lady is the most popular one.
Is that when y'all throw that thing back?
Mm-hmm. Throw the bouquet. Then this is a song, bring all the single men up. So when all the single men come up, and this is cute because like most men don't want to catch the bouquet. I mean, catch the garter. So it's like drop it like it's hot. So the songs tell like when you get it, drop it like it's hot. So it's like it goes along, it flows well with the actual wedding. So then you get into when it's time to open up the dance floor, and this is just what I do is I actually start off where I want to start the dance floor with something that everyone can dance to. So I have this remix of 24K, which is an old school remix throwback, and I started off with that. Tonight, I just want to take you out. So what it is, a lot of people think it's just a regular 24K to the beat drop. The beat drop, that's when it catches everybody off guard.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
Then mix into
24. Look out.
I like that. Ooh, and you got a percolator up there.
She's dangerous. Girl, I must say something strange. She's dangerous.
This is something new. The Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the plat. Oh yeah. Yeah, do that stuff.
It depends on the age of the crowd. The music was going to change up, but this is one I just did for this past weekend. So then we get into our.
The way you grab me, must wanna get nasty. Go ahead at me.
This is what they used to play at the club. Follow
Right.
me.
Now you see the BPM for these songs, right? It's 120, 121. Let me change it up real quick.
It's time for the percolator. 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 It's time.
nice mix. See, first of all.
All these so-called players wouldn't tell you this.
Candy.
I'll be your wife. Yes, 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 I'll be your wife.
Just in case I don't make it tonight. Let me make love to you for this night. Just in case. Just in case. Let me make love to you for this time. To my heart, to my soul, can you make me whole? From the top, let's go. Oh, line up. Hey, before, clap now. Oh, clap now.
So now you see how the transition. So looking over here at the BPMs, and this is one of the things that I was telling before is your BPMs, majority of your BPMs are going to stay between 120 to 135 for your slower music or your upbeat music. Because like Percolator, perfect example. Follow Me and Percolator, real popular dance songs, they're 121 and 125. Okay. Then most of your slower popular music is right up where I say between 90 to 105. So majority of the music that you're dealing with is, like I said, and as a DJ, that's like you're really gonna pay close attention to it because like I can take a country song and have a BPM that's 95, and it can mix a country song in with an R&B song real smooth and real easy. Just like you take, for example, and I'm gonna clear this out, and I'm just gonna just kind of show. Don't want to save. So let's go with the wobble, right? One of the most popular dance songs is the wobble. So I'm gonna take the wobble. Okay, so we'll take this and put this over here. And then a country song, which kind of goes both ways, is the Get Up.
Yep. And what about what would you put Tennessee Whiskey at?
That's kind of your slower song.
Okay.
So that's like a couple's dance.
Okay.
Okay, so here, as you can see, this is a remix. So we get the regular. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with the remix. I'm looking for a different version. Okay, here's the original. So let's go with the original. Okay, not sure what just happened, but not responding. Oh, so I must have put to a bad file. There we go. So now we're gonna take these two songs. We'll start off with the wobble. If it's gonna mix into the Get Up, let's see what it sound like. Oh, that song's still loading. Oh. Okay, that song is loading, so that's a bad vibe. Let me find a different version. Yeah, I saw that. So let's go with something that I know. Okay, up there, it just loaded. All right, let's try this again.
Right now.
Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, I kind of figured that was gonna happen. That's a there we go. It's a file, and I probably need to go back and clean this up a little bit. Still not doing it. If I haven't played this song in a while, it takes a second to load up. Just still trying to load. Okay. So normally what it is when it transitions, I should have had this up earlier, but during the transition, it's a smooth transition because the BPMs are so close together. And I think I know what it is that I'm running software. Yeah, that's what it was. But the key thing is the BPMs. Yeah, it's causing problems. So I'll shut it down.
It's all good. It's all good.
But the biggest thing about the music is, like I said, you're trying to line up your BPMs. The more you understand your music, the better off you are. Technology now has made it easy to where we can focus more on the BPM number than ever before. Back before technology, you had to rely on, you have to listen to the 4 count beat, and you have to understand how that transition is going to happen or take place, or how you visualize that transition taking place. So we've gone from using crayons on albums to creating digital cue points on each and every song. And that's just something that if you're into DJing like me, I've been doing it since I started with turntables, and now I'm doing using MP4s, or in some cases MP1s. But yeah, but that's just, like I said, that's just the behind the scenes screenshot slash. And again, I only use this time. I use Mixmaster Fusion, Mixmaster Fusion, which is your starting program. Mixmaster is a good program to train your kind of like your music, get used to your music, and train you to get familiar with how to transition from one BPM to another BPM. The next thing will be to go to the controller, where once you graduate from understanding all your BPMs, then you'll go up and you'll start using this controller. And the controller is pretty much, this is a small version. There's a lot bigger versions, but this controller is just more so back in the day turntables, but it's more digital.
Okay.
So this is a small compact one, because with this controller I can use my iPad to DJ with. I don't need a laptop.
But see, like what you taught, what I learned today is how about the transitioning and the BPM, just being able to visualize, what you have already been teaching.
Right.
So I like how you just taught us about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate the knowledge.
Well,
Cause
that's
that
what
made
say is,
that made me
and
want to
that's one
do
of the things.
somewhere.
But that's one of the things about DJing is there's a lot more to it than just someone who plays the music. A lot of people think it's just okay, put together a playlist and then let it play. No, there's a little bit more strategy into it, to where you have to match the music with the time. You have to match the music with the energy. You have to match the music with the scene that you're trying to create. So that music kind of directs the flow of how things are going to happen for your event.
All right, so you a vet in the game. So before we close out today, I gotta what advice would you give somebody that that wants to be a DJ, right? wants to be a DJ. They think about DJing. They want to be a DJ. Like, what's the piece of advice you would get that person that wants to become a DJ but hasn't started yet? Like, what would you tell them in order for them to get started and coming to on the path to being a DJ?
I would say before they go out and purchase any expensive equipment, is go with Mixmeister. Let me pull that up real quick. Mixmeister is a good training program because it's going to show you the transitions on how to make a transition. And Mixmeister is one of those programs that it's going to train you on your BPMs. It's going to train you on your transitions. So when you decide to move up to the controller, you have a good understanding of the music. What people will do is they'll jump right into a controller and have no clue on what the transition. And you can tell DJs that have no training with the music is because their transitions are bad.
Okay.
So you really have to get familiar with your transition, and then you have to practice. So I would say start off with you can start with Mixmeister. And Mixmeister, I'm gonna share my screen because I'm gonna show them the stuff that they can get.
Okay, go ahead. I got
because
you.
then it's gonna save you money. One of the things that you don't want to do is go out and spend a lot of money on something that you really don't need. So first thing is Mixmeister. Mixmeister it's not that expensive. And it's a good way to get familiar with the music. So with Mixmeister, as you can see, the software is not that expensive. And I'll just go to the web. I'm gonna go to the actual website because there's a bunch of other ones out here. With Mixmeister, and it's designed to where you can get it for, your Mac or regular PC. And so with the Mixmaster Express is the best way to go. And I'll just click the demo. Well, I'm not going to download the software, but as you can see, it doesn't take a lot. You can have the basic software. All you need is 1 gig of RAM and a good sound card, and you can use Mixmeister. Express is something to where you can practice, get familiar with your music, and you're good to go. Once you're ready and you feel as though this is good, then the next thing to probably do is I wouldn't go out again and spend a lot of money on a controller. But let's say Newmark has a couple of Newmark or Pioneer, either or. They have their small starting controllers, and you can start off with something that's small and simple before you get into your big boys. I wouldn't spend anything more than $200, no less. I would say $200 and less on just a controller to get familiar with. Let me see here. They don't have the controller that I start off with. They discontinued that one. So here, this is a small controller. So this thing is like less than $100, and it has the same features of an actual controller. So once you get to the point where you can that you learn your BPMs, then you go and buy this and you hook it up to your laptop, and it allows you to practice. It's a smaller version. Even if you download it on your iPhone, they do have it on where you can play with it on your iPhone or Android phone. Any of the small devices you can practice. But I wouldn't go out and spend a lot of money on controllers. Like most of your controllers that a lot of DJs use are about $500 or more. Before you get to that point of buying a heavy duty controller, you want to start off with something small and then build yourself up to it. But this little bad boy here is really good because it gives you a chance to practice. And if you're good at this and then you move on to something bigger. Because like I have a Pioneer controller and then also have a Newmark controller. But I've gotten so good with just using my laptop to where I don't even use the controller that much. And
Okay.
here's a video. I'm gonna play this video real quick. Let me see if it let me. Okay. Okay, there we go. By all means, but one of the things though, I will say this: if you have the money to purchase a decent, a bigger controller, go ahead and do it. But to me, I can say if you're just getting started, you want to start with something. You don't want to spend a lot of money. You want to start with something simple, and then build yourself up from there.
I appreciate that. Everybody that wants to be a DJ, hey, this is the guy right here. This is the guru, DJ Ragtop. Freaky, freaky, freaky. This is the guy, man. People don't understand how many gems you drop. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love that I'm able to communicate with you and learn from you all the time. I'm grateful for that. And I value you. I value our friendship. And yeah, I know you can continue being great. So thank you for always, blessing the platform with your expertise, your energy. And yeah, I appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Look, I enjoy. I like I said, this has been fun for me ever since we started doing this. This has been extremely fun because it actually makes me think a lot more about like how people don't understand what's going on behind the scenes when it comes to being a DJ. So stuff that I do on a norm, I just like it just comes natural to where I'm constantly always doing it to where when I have to slow down and think about how would I teach somebody this, like, dang, actually I do a lot of work. I'm like, I didn't realize all the extra work I'm doing behind the scenes just to get ready for an event. So it's kind of like it's actually a learning experience for me as well because I'm actually able to see I'm doing a lot more work than I thought to
Yeah,
get ready
because
for it.
you in the moment, you not really understanding what you doing at the moment because you just doing it,
Right. And see,
you
because
know.
thing was when I get into a zone, it just
Hmm.
it's a norm. It just everything just takes over,
It's
and before you
natural.
know it, it's time to go home. And me, and this is the thing about I will say this: I judge myself harder. So when I think that I didn't do good, everybody else thinks I did a great job. So it's like my standard is so high to where my lowest performance is a great performance for everybody else.
And you know what? And that's how you always stay above everything else. You know what I'm saying? You always uncomfortable, you always getting comfortable being uncomfortable. You always moving, you
Right.
always improving. So that's everything. So having that mindset. But you do your thing, man. You see the reviews, you 5-star, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on now, you 5 stars. So you got to pat yourself on the back and say, man, I'm doing my thing. Like for real. Sometimes you got to just sit back and see everything. Because sometimes we don't even pay attention to what's going on, but sometimes we have to acknowledge, what we're doing. Because you're doing great things. You book for the whole year.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you're booked for the whole year.
that's
You are booked for the whole year. So that says a lot about you and you
yeah.
as a person. So I love it. So you gotta stop Mario and be like, Okay, and pat yourself on the back. Sometimes it's okay to do that. You're
Yeah.
doing an amazing job.
Well, thank you. And like I said, I look forward to continue to share this information because I love to teach. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with having more DJs in this. And this is one thing I stress to people: if you really want to be a DJ and you want to get out here in this industry, by all means, get out here. But at the same time, um, don't take it for granted. Don't come out and think that you're going to be able to just show up and play music. You got to do some homework. You got to do some training. You got to take time to plan out how you're going to do it because it's not that easy. That's the lesson I learned. Is one of the biggest thing I always talk. I always go back to the first time I DJ in the public, I got booed. So that right there kind of set the pace to where I had to do more homework.
Yeah.
So,
But guess what? It molded you into the person that you are now. So it's like, yo, you don't never want to get booed again.
right, yeah,
You
that
know what I
because that
mean?
getting booed at 16, I got a lot of room to grow. So it was
Yeah. But you learn from that, you know what I'm saying? That didn't deter you from your path because you still doing your thing
right.
30 years later. So you still shining. So that's what it is, man.
Oh
But
yeah.
y'all already know every Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we gonna be on time, okay? Okay, we gonna be
I
on
think we
time
were.
next
I
Tuesday.
think this weekend is like it was Juneteenth weekend. I know
Yeah,
I had two
listen.
events. I enjoy. I was like I ain't gonna lie. I slept in this morning, so my body
Um,
feels so much better now. I got that extra sleep. So
I ain't even gonna cap. I supposed to have got up at I don't even know. It's like I heard my alarm, but I didn't hear my alarm. I was just tired. I just been real tired because I just
mhm.
been going and going and going. And I'm gonna continue to go. You know what I'm saying? And to continue to go, continue to work on my craft as well. So this is just a part of it. We gonna be tired sometimes, and it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because
So
I was supposed to be up at 8 o'clock this morning to drop my stuff off at the cleaners, and I said I rolled over. It was 9:45, and then you sending me a message at the same time. I said, oh yeah, look, take your time. We good.
yeah,
We
you
good.
was like, look, listen, take your time. Cause I was telling my old lady, I'm like, yo, I try to blame it on her. I'm like, why you didn't wake me up? But it won't on her. It won't on her because she just woke up too. So it wasn't even on her though. But I was like, why you ain't wake me up? But you know. But next Tuesday, we'll be back in the building. And I hope everybody has an amazing day. And just know whatever you want to do in life, you can do it. All you got to do is start. All you got to do is start, believe in yourself. Don't worry about the outside noise and just do what you want to do and just be your most authentic self. Just because it didn't work out for somebody else, that doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. So that's
There you
what
go.
I'll leave. That's what I'll leave with today. But we'll be back next Tuesday. Peace and blessings.
We'll see y'all Tuesday.
For sure, for sure. We